Cek tes satu dua cek. Okay, let's get right into it.
Talking about it. This commotion at the theme park definitely made waves.
Can I drive it without a license? This stamp will affect my joints.
The family promised they would protect the guests within the dreamscape, but I witnessed a group of organic life forms making their way to the theme park. And soon after, a rip tore through the sky, and black rain started leaking out of the void. The family need...
It appears the good sir has... sure that the
Miss Robin, I know the Bloodhound family has already sealed off the theme park and has control over the situation, but it won't resolve the problem. The family can try their best to protect their reputation, but as a guest, I don't wish to gamble with my life.
But as you can see, sir, no innocent bystanders were affected in this incident. Perhaps the dreamscape is not as perfect as promised, but there's no place safer than dreams under the family's rule. I believe you know this better than I do.
I could stay here, but keep in mind, guests come to Penacony to enjoy the dreamscapes. They do not wish to be entangled in a conflict between the family and the IPC, so let's not have any more unnecessary incidents.
Of course. With the Charmony Festival about to commence, we will spare no effort in our preparation. Hello. May I ask?
Nothing to be...
Hey, you...
Huh? I'm sorry. I've just been transferred to the Bloodhound family.
Hey, don't sweat it. You guys have a tough job. I know how it...
Oh, we've sealed off the theme park. Most guests are used to bizarre phenomena in the dreamscape, and so far, no threats have been detected. We can expect order to be restored soon.
Rest assured, Miss Robin will intensify our patrols to ensure that.
I trust you guys. But regarding what happened in the theme park, what do you hounds think about it?
Well...
Actually, I was there.
Thank you all, of course, the family.
No wonder.
Don't worry. Mr. Sunday is currently tracking his whereabouts, and he'll have something to show for it soon. However, given the situation, the IPC surely won't let this go easily. Therefore, we are reluctant.
Please be assured, Miss Robin, we take our orders seriously. We won't let those IPC crony...
Thank you for your heart. This is a small gift prepared by the...
I can't...
If trouble comes knocking on...
Miss Robin?
I didn't
I can't believe I'm actually meeting the real Robin! Shouldn't you be preparing for the Charmony Festival?
Regarding the...
But, are you sure it was actually a Miss Plus I met?
Everyone...
Even if you Miss Robin?
Still...
Huh?
Here, take this, little guest. This gift has been specially Make sure to take good... You never know.
we're back to where it all began. You entered the golden hour from this place. And it is also from here where you will enter the true Penacony. It is a pleasure to journey alongside you once more. But it's time I laid bare the entire truth before you. As you might have heard, I also go by another name. Stellaron Hunter Sam. I'm sorry. I had no other choice. I know you have many questions. Do you remember when we encountered death in that strange dreamscape? When I was caught by that meme? In that instant before it killed me? I saw the reflection of another dreamscape in its ghastly pupils. So, following the clues in the script, I came up with some theories about the meme. That's why I instructed Silverwolf to issue invitations, drawing everyone to the Dreams Hotel. I intended to call upon death before you arrived, to solve the riddle using more direct means, and then invite you to join. However, contrary to my wishes, I couldn't defy the script. And I didn't get a chance to explain it to you. It is how you see now. I was impaled by the bladed wings of death. The heavy pressure of concentrated memoria, miasma, exploded in my mind as if it was actually reality. But after the momentary numbness subsided, I found that my body was absolutely unscathed. I was still alive. And it was just as I thought. I had arrived at a place starkly different from this beautiful dream. Beneath the dreamscape of Penacony lies another, more chaotic, more primal memory zone. Its name? Land of the Exiles. And so, then I returned to the hotel in the dreamscape, hoping to tell you of its existence. Yet I could not reveal my own identity. So, I could only divert your party's attention and lure you away from the battlefield. And after, all my attempts proved futile. It wasn't until not long ago, when a crimson blade of light shattered the high wall of the dream, causing you all to fall far into the abyssal depths of the dreamscape, that I was able to awaken you and your companions one by one. And that's it. That is all that's happened so far. I know it's tough to believe all this without reservations. I just want to say, you are very close to the final answer. Now, let's take a deep breath and visualize the dreamscape's outline in your heart. 3, 2, 1. Don't be afraid. The one who has come to greet us has arrived. I never knew you could do this.
Yay.
Do you have a driver's license?
I do.
That is
realize this is Japella, the city of sins?
No, it's nothing. I'm just thinking that you haven't slept in 20 system hours. Are you sure you're okay?
I'm fine. I'll survive. Same goes for you.
I'm not so sure about that. Slow down a bit.
Infiltration is over. Feel free to activate Sam anytime you like.
There's still some time before the next part of the script unfolds. Let me stay a little longer in this body. Such a long tunnel.
In half a system hour, it will lead us to Kafka. And then comes the downfall of the Japella Brotherhood.
Is that also part of the script?
It's in your script too.
Sorry. I didn't notice.
Their destiny won't change just because of your selective ignorance. I told you before, it's a bad habit.
What about you then? Is this the moment you finally find the death you've been looking for?
As always, it's a blank slate. It's not on this planet. Why the sudden inquiry?
Because I'm currently in a car with a sleep-deprived driver. I just want to get there in one piece.
This car has full self-driving capabilities. I'll just put my hand on the steering wheel. Will that do?
Hey, don't take everything. Elio would always say there's only one type of destiny. The inescapable type. But before that moment arrives, we can still choose what we do.
After today, Japella's name will disappear from cosmic history. That's your next stop.
Land of the dreams. Then
I hope you find whatever you seek there.
Glad to see you're safe and sound.
close your eyes. This is the answer. Isn't it incredible? The monster that we have always known as Death is...
The question that has been perplexing us, does death really exist in Dreamscape, appears to be a cognitive trap. It was laid by those orchestrating events from the shadows to cover up the truth behind the disappearances and the existence of this fortress known as Dreamflux Reef. Every emergence of that meme is related to the Watchmaker. Since Dreamflux Reef is where it brings its captives, it's likely that many of our long-standing...
The atmosphere here is starkly different, but from the whispers of the residents...
It's that man again. Always in the right place at the right time. Himiko and March have already made a move.
The real Dreamscape, the land of the ex... Miles. Before we go, should we speak to everyone first?
Yeah. Huh.
Keep going straight down this alley, and it'll lead to an elevator. It'll take us to the center of the land of the exiles.
Tell me what I...
What a huge clocky. Looks like the watchmaker.
Iba to eh.
Unbelievable. To think there's a settlement of this size within the dreamscape. And all beyond the family's reach. The atmosphere in this fortress is pretty...
When I first saw it, I was in awe too. What's even more bizarre is that this place is also separated into trade and residential areas.
Though both dreams, but there's no point in overthinking things.
Take a right turn at the end of this road and you'll reach the trade district. There are more people.
Not coming with us?
The Astral Express likely needs room for some internal deliberation. In the meantime, I'll try.
Sure. Let's reconnect later. Letting her go was the right decision. Further observations are needed. Let's go. I'm sure you've already noticed him. Look, over the Reverie Hotel's bellboy. How did he end up here? And right after... We'd better check.
Perfect for me. And perfectly legal.
just a wallflower.
So this is the so-called freedom of organic. You were the guest from before. We meet again! And a new friend. Forgot to introduce myself.
Hello, Misha. I'm Welt. We met in a dream. And who might this be?
Tick-tock! Old friend and new friend!
Your, memory zone meme?
No, Clocky is a good friend of mine. We all live here. How did you two get here? This dreamscape isn't supposed to be open to the public. I wonder if it has something to do with Sleepy.
So, this is your home?
Yep. After my work in the beautiful dream ends, I'll go back home. Commuting used to be more convenient, but ever since travel became cumbersome, Sleepy started ferrying people back and forth between the two dreamscapes.
This... Sleepy.
Sleepy is a memory zone meme. Looks fierce and has many eyes. But it's actually really well behaved. Gallagher's been taking care of it.
Based on the description, that meme is indisputably death. A nightmare for the family, but for the people who live here, well, that couldn't be further from the truth.
Death? Not in a dream, surely. Sleepy's just a little aggressive, and sometimes messes up by fetching the wrong guess. But it would never hurt anyone.
I see. Has it brought back any guests recently? Say, in the last day or two? We're currently investigating a missing person case that occurred within the beautiful dream.
I see. Then you'll have to speak with Gallagher. But he's currently busy hosting a visitor from the Oak family, and specifically, Mr. Yang? The person you're looking for, is it Miss Robin?
Just as I thought. Considering what happened with Miss Firefly, this doesn't come as a surprise.
If you're looking for Miss Robin, I can lead the way. She told me that she'd be willing to meet with outside guests.
If it's not too much trouble.
Oh, I haven't. But please, rest assured. Dream, how about this? Since it's your first time here in Dream Fluxway, I'll be your guide and help you find your companions. And then she's gone to Mrs. Grace's to visit the children. She won't be leaving anytime soon. So...
All right then. Well, we now know the answer to both murder cases that have caused such commotion in Penacony. As for the intentions of the mastermind behind it all, we're still none the wiser. Yes, that's my thinking as well. I'm not entirely certain, but we still have to... Say, you mentioned before that you saw Clocky that only you could see, right? I can't shake off this strange feeling. Am I really still so young at heart? Forget it. It's not important. We'd better just...
Nothing Let's see how you handle a stroke of genius like this.
I knew you couldn't hold your liquor. Tried to warn you too.
No! At this rate.
I knew you couldn't hold your liquor.
Anjir.
Everyone, look! From here, you can see the most spectacular view of Dreamflux Reef.
Black hole? An accretion disk formed from consolidated memoria? Was Dreamflux Reef built?
Oh, so Mr. Yang is also versed in Memoria dynamics. I was just trying to figure out how to explain this huge hole to everyone. Look! There she is!
My calculations are finally done. are you all, and why haven't you left yet? This place is about to disappear. I'm Kami, a dreamscape surveyor specializing in Memoria dynamics, and this is my life's work that I'm researching. See that huge gaping hole? It was just a narrow rift many years ago, but now it's grown into a giant hole. The surrounding Memoria has been flowing towards the other end of the hole at a constant velocity, slowly but surely. But the scary part is, according to my calculations, the flow rate of Memoria has recently changed, and it's faster than ever before. It's almost like constantly after death. Oh, do you know her too? Or...
We're very interested in Madame Rosalina's achievements.
Why, of course! She's regrettably... I came to Penacoma. I felt it.
Does the name Madame Rosalina sound... Before we came to Penacony, the conductor had given us a list of nameless to look into. Her name was mentioned. It seems like she did a great deal of research.
Miss Katie regularly mentions her. I hear Madame Rosalina passed away during the prison war. She could see the Penacony of today. Its people. Our destination is the commercial district. That's where the largest crowds gather in Dreamflux Reef. We might be able to find the others there.
Let me... Ghost! There's a ghost! Don't come near...
Oh my. I'm human and so are you. Can you get a grip? Mr. Yang and Mr. Trailblazer, I've been waiting for you. Quickly, come help. I bumped into a member of the family on the way here. He was so scared and I just wanted to calm him down. But...
Let me go! Let me go! I've only done good in my life. Why can't I rest in peace after death?
well, this is how it turned out. Ha, you're a regular he thinks he's dead. Although, when I first fell in, I also thought the same.
Dear guest, this is not the afterlife. This is Dreamflux Reef.
That's right. Did you hear that? Repeat after...
You're talking to someone invisible. If I'm not dead, what am I? I shouldn't have pushed my luck and tried sleeping in my... Stop asking! You'll alert the monsters! All the dead...
You're not talking about the Memory Zone meme, are you?
Don't say that name! It's all your fault. Beneath the water lies an endless abyss.
All together.
Time to say bye. Boom.
He passed out. His intense negative emotions attracted the nearby memory zone memes.
I see.
But unlike in the Sweet Dream, people here don't see Memory Zone memes as dangerous monsters. And even if they pose a threat, people can easily escape by forcing a wake-up call. But we can't just leave this man here.
We can ask Jessie for help. I've gotten to know many locals while waiting for you guys. Everyone here is living a self-sufficient life. I don't know how to describe it, but this place... This feels like the real dreamscape.
Let's see how you handle a stroke of genius like this.
Evening, Jessie. Is it evening?
Welcome, Miss March.
These two are my friends. As for the man lying on the ground, he...
I see. Another poor guy who accidentally ended up here. I'll take... There have been a lot of new faces lately. Things must be tough in the beautiful dream. The few remaining havens of freedom in Asdana will soon...
Do such things often happen here?
Not really, but they're becoming more frequent now. Guess it's one of the signs of the Sweet Dreams collapse. This man has had quite the shock. Could you help me find a Halovian lady, March? Her songs can heal mental wounds.
Hello,
That must be Robin. She's also...
Huh? Robin! But
Misha's about to take us to her to find out what happened. But before that, let's meet up with Himiko.
we met some stowaways in the residential area. Most of them came from neighboring star systems. I heard that places like Dreamflux Reef are scattered throughout the memory zone of Asdana, like islands in the ocean. I also heard that when Dreamflux Reef took shape, it was the center of all dreamscapes in Penacony.
If that's true, it's no wonder there are so many similarities.
Himiko must be gathering information. This is where we split up.
So that's how it is. I never imagined we'd gather the
To borrow Gallagher's catchphrase, what an unpredictable twist of fate.
Himiko, here they are!
Ah, perfect timing. Now that everyone's here, I'd like to introduce everyone to Micah, who's partly in charge of the Land of the Exiles. Micah, these are my companions.
It's a pleasure to meet the Nameless.
You know us?
I've been keeping an eye on you since the day you arrived in Penacony. We would have met under more appropriate circumstances if Dreamflux Reef hadn't been isolated from the 12 dreamscapes. Please, allow me to formally introduce myself. I'm Micah, the Gravekeeper of Dreamflux Reef.
Gravekeeper?
Life in Dreamflux Reef is pretty liberating. Everyone here mostly keeps to themselves, without meddling in others' affairs. My daily task involves cleaning a few tombstones.
You're too modest, Micah. When lost dream chasers stumble upon this place, you're the one who takes care of them, guiding them back to the sweet dream, or showing them how to survive the wild dream chaos.
So, guardian of sort.
Were you talking to me, Mr. Yang?
On that note, Mr. Mika, which tombstones are you referring to? We didn't come across any graveyard when we arrived.
They're actually just symbolic stones. But since you're curious, Mr. Yang, I'll take you there. Hi. But before that, you have an important guest joining you.
An important guest? Who could it be?
This way, please. The roads here in Dreamflux Reef are a bit run down, so watch your step.
Robin, guys.
There she is.
Everyone sang so wonderfully. It's not often that I tried this music style, but I've gained some valuable insights from it.
Oh, I can't thank you enough, Robin. Well, these kids have made incredible progress in only a few days.
It was nothing, Grace. I merely taught them how to sing. Life must be quite difficult.
That's right.
Whenever it's time to say goodbye to these kids, they were like...
It seems you Emma and Andy are orphans I took under my wing. Care if we compare people and me, an old...
I'm glad that you found a new...
Don't worry, Robin. Dreams happen, but you know what? You see, in dreams we learn how to live.
And should our feathers be damaged, there's no need to covet an illusion.
It's a relief to see you safe and sound, Miss Robin.
It's nice to see you all again, Astral Express crew. I heard my disappearance caused quite the commotion out there. I'm really sorry about that.
Since you're here, can we assume that you're fully aware of the situation in Penacony?
Ever since I returned to Penacony, my voice started to change, until it gradually faded away. At first, I thought it was a temporary ailment, perhaps due to having been away too long. I thought maybe it just takes some time for my body to acclimate to the high concentration of Memoria and Asdana. But now it seems the root of the problem goes way beyond me. There are elements around me that don't align with the harmony. Losing my voice is just one of the signs of the Sweet Dreams collapse.
The Sweet Dreams collapse. That memo keeper mentioned the same thing.
While I was away from Penacony, the boundaries of the 12 dreamscapes kept expanding outward. But whenever I mentioned the anomalies in my dreams, all the family heads refused to talk about it. Only my brother was willing to respond. Later, I discovered the secret letters from the IPC ambassador, which further convinced me that there are hidden secrets beneath the surface of Penacony. So, following the clues in the Oak family's dossiers, the land of the exiles, concealed by the family under the guise of death. A dream within a dream, where Penacony's past is buried.
Hearing you speak, it sounds as if your voice has made somewhat of a recovery.
I hate to admit it, but the harmony in this place resonates more broadly than within the Sweet Dream. It's regrettable, but the family has experienced betrayal. The traitor, or traitors, abandoned their original principles and, using the name of harmony, exploited people's weaknesses to turn Penacony into the planet of festivities, trapping everyone in the illusion of the Sweet Dream. This is not the strong defending the weak, but rather the strong exploiting the weak. A world without equality won't ever be favored by the harmony. And naturally, those voices...
Could there be another force influencing the family's shift in... Considering what happened with Acheron, it's difficult to conceive of another entity within the realm of the harmony capable of influencing everyone. Unless a power surpassing that of an emanate.
I'd heard about what happened to the Xianzhou Alliance. But as far as I'm aware, the family hasn't faced any such external interventions. Who knows? Perhaps I've just been away too long and missed some. My rule, and never step foot on the Charmony Festival stage again.
Look here, brother. A little bird.
Looks like a fledgling Charmony dove. But Charmony doves don't live here. So how did this little bird get here? Maybe its parents abandoned it?
It looks weak and frail.
This place is too dangerous.
Okay. Where will it live?
I'll ask the family head to build a cage for it.
A cage? But then it won't have the freedom to fly.
Let's see. What is it that has captured the attention of the two best interpreters of the great... Oh, poor little thing. Does...
I do. But I don't...
Why?
Even if it's small and not fully feathered, can't say why. It didn't come into this world just to be birds. They should be flying free in the sky.
That's quite the romantic idea.
I think she's right. But if we leave it out in the wild, it won't survive for more than a few...
Ah, I see. It seems our little scholar is still a bit unsure. Well, let me... As you probably know, Charming, we've seen this spectacle so many times that we think it's just something they can naturally do. But that's not the truth. Their radiant display is the result of countless struggles against nature over generations. Their ancestors were too weak to survive on the ground. So, after Well, that's an...
I think
That's an interesting perspective. So, have you you decided what to do with the bird now?
For now, I'll keep it in a cage until it can take care of itself because I want it to live, no matter what.
Well said, kids. It seems each of you has found your own answer.
We will take good.
Yeah.
And what?
What if, I mean, should we let...
Huh? Need a hand?
I'm still alive?
Yeah. Happy about that?
Where is Robin? Tell me. Now.
I knew that was going to be the first thing you'd ask. Don't worry, your sister is here, safe and sound. She's probably walking around the streets now. If I were you, I'd be more worried about myself. After all, right in front of you is the guy who just stabbed you in the chest with a dagger.
If you wanted to kill me, you wouldn't give me the chance to speak. Just tell me your demands, lackey of the Watchmaker.
So, you figured out who I am, huh? No wonder you had the guts to go against the Dream Master and the Four Families. Looks like I made the right choice.
Choice?
You are aware of my plan and see through my act. Time is running out, so let's drop the charades. I'm suggesting we cooperate.
Cooperate? What makes you think I'd cooperate with you?
The fact that the famous Robin has chosen my side. Plus, some clues about a traitor and a bright future for Penacony. Any of that catch your interest?
I find it hard to believe a man who's full of deception.
Fine. You don't have to trust me. What you should trust is the sense of justice inside of you.
Show me Robin first.
All right, as you wish. Here she is.
Huh?
What's your trick this time?
Just kidding. I mean, this lady will lead us to Robin, right?
And the crew, too. There are too many people who you owe an explanation.
That'd be great. Please follow me, Honorable Oak family head. Now, all the actors are on the...
This is the monument I mentioned earlier. The names inscribed on it should be familiar to all of you.
Rosalina and Tiernan.
When Penacony was known as a frontier prison, it was the Trailblazers who connected it with the stars. They were the heroes who saved Astana, and their names deserve to be immortalized. Not just on this small stone tablet, but in the annals of history for all of time. However, today, the planet of festivities is nothing but sweet dreams. That heavy piece of history is all a distant memory. Just like that prison.
If their names are inscribed here, then...
According to Micah, they died.
Rosalina was killed during the War of Independence. She ventured alone into the heart of the star system to investigate the flow of Memoria, but Tiernan was a skilled gunslinger, strong and reliable. He led the people through countless battles, but he didn't live long enough to witness. In the decade following the war...
Though I had expected as much.
True to the title of Trailblazer, they spent their lives venturing into the unknown. But one of...
When Dreamflux Reef was created, its owner was still alive. However, he insisted on erecting a monument for himself. Here we meet again. Everyone from the Astral Express.
Robin.
Brother.
There's no need for words. You're safe, and that's all that matters.
Brother.
There's no need for...
I promised to give the siblings some privacy, so let's talk about our business first. What do you say?
That sounds sensible enough. Since you went through the trouble of gathering the family head, the crew, and the Stellaron hunters, I'm guessing you have something important to say, Mr. Gallagher?
Oh, is it that obvious?
The look on your face is practically screaming, I'm the one behind all this.
You're right, Mr. Yang. It is indeed time to come clean on everything. The siblings already know what they need to, and they've made their choice. But you, Nameless, arrived a bit late. So it's only fair that I answer your questions. Before we begin, let me reintroduce myself. I'm the founder of Dreamflux Reef, the deputy of the Watchmaker, and the one who sent out that invitation. As Gallagher, the history fictionologist, I humbly extend my greetings to you all.
History fictionologist? So...
Well, don't worry. Almost everything I shared was true. Well, except for the part about the family accepting me back.
I double-checked with Micah, and everything he said about the family, the Watchmaker, and Mikhail is true.
Thank you for your understanding. Now let's get down to business. I'm sure you're all wondering why I went through the trouble of setting up this battle for the legacy, inviting different factions, and stirring up a ruckus all over Penacony. Well, it all boils down to something very familiar to all of you. The Stellaron.
The Stellaron? But how is that possible? Penacony is a free-flowing interstellar hub. There are no signs of contamination whatsoever.
You're totally correct. So, care to take a guess at what that means? I wish that were the truth. But if that were the case, I wouldn't have invited all of you. The sweet dream doesn't come out of thin air. If you think of the memory zone as the sea, creating the land of the dreams is like filling that wild ocean with earth to make an island. To achieve this feat, without the help of an emanator of remembrance or enigmata, the only way is to use a Stellaron. And that's not something you can achieve with a simple wish. It requires vast quantities of knowledge, time, and manpower. In Asdana, the planet of festivities itself is a Stellaron disaster.
The planet of festivities itself?
It all started a long time ago, back when the Watchmaker and his crew liberated the frontier prison. They faced countless challenges as they began building Penacony from the ground up. That's when the idea of using the Stellaron came in. The Stellaron first entered the Asdana system during the war. The Nameless warned everyone against the folly of attempting to tamper with such a power, and most heeded their words. But there are always people in the shadows with ulterior motives. The turning point came after Tiernan's death. With two of the Nameless gone, the Watchmaker had to go to the front lines. It was at that by the time a representative from the Montour System's family arrived at the Watchmaker's call, the Stellaron had already been activated and was seeping in.
And I suppose the family happened to possess the knowledge to seal the Stellaron?
Not just that. They knew far more about the Stellaron than the average person. They helped Mikhail swiftly quell the civil unrest and played a part in building Penacony. Those three eras were known as the Age of Dreaming. The Watchmaker, who had been left in the dark, sent out invitations across the universe, spreading the hype around the land of the dream.
Then, how did they turn against each other?
Remember the island in the ocean metaphor? The truth is, the Stellaron was never truly sealed. It existed in a different form within the dreamscape. Think about this. What would it cost to create and maintain such a lavish dream with its people's lives? The opulent dream is built upon the decay of spirits, confusion, laziness, and cowardice. Weaknesses that plague humanity. Sadly, we realized this far too late. By then, the family had a firm grip on Penacony, swiftly quelling any opposition. At my wit's end, I I had to use the power of the Enigmata and sought refuge in this chaotic realm. Over the years, I created a meme within this dream for our use. Dormancy. That's its real name. We exploited a loophole. You see, regular people can't fall asleep again while they are inside the dreamscape.
So this is the true meaning of the impossible. You sent out invitations in the Watchmaker's name to find forces capable of resolving the Stellaron disaster and draw them into Penacony to uncover the truth.
It's not just that. Above all, I wanted to see what happens when the major factions engage in a struggle for the legacy. Since this is the Watchmaker's first announcement in decades, the traitor within the family is bound to reveal themselves.
So, the legacy is just a facade.
If you want to consider the Stellaron as the legacy, I'm totally fine with that.
If that's the case, where is the Stellaron now?
That's a question for Mr. Wings. The Stellaron is still under the family's control, and as the head of the Oak family, I'm sure he holds all the answers. Are you done talking? So, will you tell us where the Stellaron is?
It is the Penacony Grand Theater itself.
As I suspected, it's the embodiment of the family. The edifice that first materialized within the Sweet Dream. That's what turned Penacony into its current state.
As for the person who employed its power, it is in fact Mr. Gopherwood, the current Dream Master.
Well, that was easier than I thought. Did you conduct your own investigation already?
Correct. When I was trying to track down the person who murdered my sister, apart from you, Gopherwood was my second suspect.
Confronting me first turned out to be a smart move on your part.
I didn't have other options. The Dream Master has been elusive, and even the heads of the families can hardly get an audience with him. Moreover, Mr. Gopherwood has been kind to my sister and me. And I didn't want it all to end like this.
What do you mean by that?
To be honest, my brother and I are also victims of the cancer of all worlds. We grew up as orphans, and were adopted by the family when they came to help. Mr. Gopherwood recognized our potential and brought us to Penacony. But I can't just stand by and watch Mr. Gopherwood become an enemy of the Harmony. I won't use my voice to support an evil cause. I won't step on that stage and sing, no matter who the traitor is, or what orders they give me. I won't let the Charmony Festival become an event that destroys Harmony itself, or the paradise in our dreams.
Indeed. For the paradise in our dreams. As the head of the Oak family, I'm responsible for ensuring Penacony's promising future. Robin and I will head into the Sweet Dream and confront the Dream Master. And if it turns out that the family has truly, I'll fight alongside you. We'll put the Charmony Festival on hold and make sure Mr. Gopherwood pays for his blood debt.
The enemies you are about to face aren't like this old dog here, who can barely even bark. Since our interests are aligned, why don't we team up? Maybe, just maybe, we'll have a shot at success.
We have always been following in the footsteps of our nameless predecessors, and there's no reason to stop now.
Yeah, we nameless won't back down from a challenge. Exactly.
Rest assured, sitting on this...
Thank you, Mr. Yang.
Thank you all very much.
The Charmony Festival.
Everyone, let's gather over here. We still need to make some preparations. I may have been quick to step up to the plate, but...
He's the leader.
Maybe...
No, that won't. You're still carrying the keepsake the IPC envoy gave you, right? May I borrow it for a moment? As I suspected, this chip Aventurine gave to you is actually a miniature transmitter. If I'm right, He intends to use it to track your location or contact you when needed. As it so happens, this may actually be of some use in the current situation.
Aventurine? Is he still alive? And what does he have to do with our mission to confront the Dream Map?
Remember what I said earlier? Working with the IPC is a way to keep the family in check. If negotiations go south and the family show their true colors by going after the Stellaron, I'll use this transmitter to send a message to the IPC. It'll be just the opportunity the IPC ambassador was hoping for. The only question mark in all of this is Aventurine's current status. But the IPC is always listening, especially senior strategic investors.
Good luck to you, Welt.
Well, you take care too. If anything goes wrong, don't worry about me. Just make sure to seal the Stellaron.
Spoken like a true hero. Even if the Dream Master is innocent, the family's corruption runs deep. I won't make the same mistake Mikhail did.
Don't you have something else to tell us, Gallagher?
Why would you say so?
Before we departed, the conductor asked us to inquire about the three nameless in Penacony. We've already collected intel about Razalina and Tiernan, if I'm not mistaken. We've already met him somewhere.
It's not enough to say meet, but the answer is pretty obvious. After all, I've hinted at it in quite an evident way. I've been watching over you ever since I received the reply from the Astral Express. And I've seen the great effort you all put into linking different realms together across the cosmos. And now, after getting this far all in one piece, you have truly proven yourselves. Miss Himiko, were you the one who repaired the Express and got it sailing through the cosmos again?
Yes.
And you two, young Nameless, you have very interesting life stories and extraordinary skills.
What?
You're full of energy. Please send my regards to the conductor, Pom Pom. Please let them know that their friend had fond memories from his time aboard the Express. As for the last Nameless, he embarked, disembarked, and embarked again, traveling in a great circle, ending up back where he started. On his deathbed, he told me to find the Astral Express and deliver an invitation to the future Nameless. He left behind a special gift, a true legacy. Something that belongs only to the successors of the Trailblaze. Come with me. Now.
Back here again.
Sometimes I feel like you're still alive, old friend. Like you've still got so much to say and do. I've kept my promise. Brought the future Trailblazers you've waited so long for. I don't know why you were so obsessed with that train. But I remember your last words. Don't let us down, old man.
What's happening?
Go ahead. His resting place lies in the garden up ahead. The first and last Nameless of Penacony, Mikhail Char Legward, the Watchmaker.
Sure enough, the watchmaker is the third nameless. Even I could guess that one.
The legacy he left behind was a dream bubble. I believe inside that bubble, there's something that holds meaning only for the nameless. After all, when I checked its contents, I found nothing inside. Maybe some trailblaze runes?
Well, let's...
Wait, seriously? How could a dream bubble be empty?
Just as I suspect, that old man always had this strange belief in the nameless. I could never figure out what was going on in that old man's head. This empty dream bubble is so typical of him.
Don't think that's the case, Gallagher. I'm sure Mikhail has left us the most precious thing of all.
Don't start getting all philosophical.
Just as Mikhail believes in the nameless of the future, we unconditionally believe in the nameless of the past. There must be something contained in this dream bubble. It's just we haven't figured it out yet.
Well, I'm a follower of the Enigmata. My philosophy forbids me to have faith. That's why I understand what faith means in the path of Trailblaze. And I also want to know what he left behind.
Can I borrow your pet? I need to make a trip back to Golden Hour and check something at the Dreamscape sales store. It's for Mikhail, and for the future of Penacony.
Damn, both hail POV.
Welcome to the Reverie Hotel. How may I help you?
Greetings. We're the Nameless from the Astral Express, and we'd like to check in.
The Astral Express? But I thought...
Yes, my companion's already checked in. My name is Dan Hung, and I believe my personal information is recorded in your system.
I see, but your companion said you wouldn't be coming due to a change of plans.
Now the plans have changed again.
And you are...
Me? I'm Pom Pom, a new nameless who's also with the Astral Express.
He's my fellow trailblazer. We responded to...
Oh, I see. Another one of the Nameless had a similar situation. Seems like a lot of people are joining. Since there's a precedent, it shouldn't be a problem. Just give me a... I'm sorry, dear guests, but it seems I'm unable to reach the other...
What do you mean by unable to reach...
My apologies. This is the first time I've encountered a situation like this. However, the system...
How about this? Give me their room number, and we'll go check on them ourselves.
I'm afraid that's not possible. I need to verify both of your identities before I can share any guest information.
How about you just wake up someone? Let's say, Welt?
I'm sorry, but there are strict rules regarding forced awakening. It cannot be done without the proper clearance.
So nothing works, huh? What's your solution then? Are you saying we sleep here? At the reception?
Please be patient. We need to contact your companion.
And now it seems you need to confirm our identities before you can contact our companions.
It's...
Oh, fudge! Look, nothing personal, but if you can't handle this...
Please calm down, dear guests. I do recall that Mr. Sunday, the Oak family head, personally handled this issue earlier. Oh.
I don't think she's trying to give us a hard time. She really just doesn't know what to do.
I have a bad feeling about this. You tried to contact them on the Express earlier, but they didn't respond.
Something doesn't seem right. I need to leave for a moment.
Sure thing. Just... Don Hung seems pretty worried about his companions.
Diliput guys.
I should give him some space. Stressing out about
Charmony Fest.
Hey!
Well, I didn't come all the way here special.
Well.
Oh, come on.
Well, anyway, let's forget about that.
Unsettled.
Relax. With.
Well, looks like I won't get any fudging clues out of these two. They're clueless.
How may I assist you?
Hello. So, do you think that...
I'm not sure where you heard those rumors. At present, all of the families are focused.
Hasn't she returned yet?
Nope. No wonder. Neither the staff...
Family, I suppose. I walked around the hotel, but didn't meet a single member of the Oak family on such an important day. We shouldn't linger here too long. Let's go back to the Express for now.
Not so fast. Have you ever robbed VIPC, bro? If you run away now, everyone will be chasing after.
Are you suggesting we sit here and do nothing?
I wouldn't say do nothing. But let's stay put for now. Even if the family has ulterior motives, they couldn't have anticipated us showing up here. We're the surprise factor for them. They don't want to attract...
If I were...
Of course, we...
A secret signal.
That's right.
Oh, a concrete object can indeed help the memo keeper establish a connection with you. But Boothill, if you have more backup plans in the future, I hope you'll let me know.
I'm sorry.
How do we get into the VIP lounge?
This is where my street smarts come into play. You're the lobby manager.
Yes, I am. How may I...
We're the Nameless from the Astral Express. We wanted to check in, but there's something wrong with your system. The lady at the front desk said she would contact... We've been waiting here forever, without any food or water. What the fork, man? Is this how the family treats its guests?
Is this your idea of street smarts?
It's called standing up for your...
I apologize for the inconvenience. Please wait while we try to contact Mr. Sunday. I'll...
Just don't call yourself Nameless next time.
Wow, this bar's something else. Certainly worthy of the planet of festivities. Locked and loaded.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Hey, I have an order for a bottle of Donna's...
Donna's White Oak?
Oh, no way. Are you sure?
If someone had reserved such a beverage, I would definitely remember it. It sells for hundreds of thousands of credits per bottle, after all. I couldn't afford to cover for such an item.
That's strange. Well, could it be that the memo keeper couldn't afford it?
What should we do now?
No need to rush. Let's grab some drinks first. Maybe I arrived too now. Let's see...
Well, that's the most expensive one on the list.
It's
It's on the hat. What can I get? Anything you recommended. Then I would recommend today's special. Glass fill.
There's flavor. Dynamite barbecue with rocket fuel. Ooh, really hits the spot. Truly the finest sherry cask-aged malt juice in the cosmos.
Dynamite barbecue with rocket fuel. Is that really something that humans enjoy?
Hey, this guy doesn't know anything.
As long as you're satisfied, dear guest.
Let's give the memo keeper another half-system hour.
The situation is unclear. Something must have happened on the planet of festivities, but the public is unaware of it. Someone in a position of power within the family must be covering it up. It's unusual for the followers of the Harmony to invite other factions, let alone the IPC and the Masked Fools. If what you said about the Emanator of the Nihility is true, the situation in Penacony...
Actually, there's something else I'm concerned about. Regarding Acheron, as you know, the faction that follows the path of the Hunt are some of the most dangerous bolts in the cosmos to mess with. Who in the right mind would impersonate the Xianzhou Alliance or the Galaxy Rangers? It's like, isn't there a saying among the Xianzhou people that the Rainbow Set likes their
talking? Do all the talk.
Well, you know what I mean. But that Acheron lady, she doesn't seem like a lunatic at all. On the contrary, she's highly logical and organized. She knows exactly when to hold back and when to strike without mercy.
And you believe that someone like her would have an ulterior motive for impersonating a Galaxy Ranger?
I'm not entirely sure, but I do have my suspicions. Maybe she knows a Galaxy Ranger, or perhaps she's trying to lure us out for some reason, which I can't figure out.
Anyway, unless the invitations weren't...
Maybe it's she pay the Harmony pull the strings. You find it beyond people do stupid think, but eons?
You think
It's much simpler.
But in my opinion, Akavili's fall holds significant...
Oh.
Exactly. It's more about...
I don't know what you've been through. That's why the Galaxy Rangers... Just in case.
You sure have a lot of
Well, by the way...
What's your...
It's simple. We just grab some hostages and use them as bargaining chips with the family.
No need for that.
Wait. Are you getting scared? Draw your weapon. Let's make a big scene.
Are you leaving, esteemed guests? Would you like to cancel that as Donna's White Oak you just ordered?
Huh? As Donna?
Ha ha. Looks like you are a bit intoxicated, esteemed guests. You ordered...
Looks like your memo keeper friend has found...
Oh, right. Sorry, my memory's not the best. You know, too many modifications and all. Anyway, let me check. Well, fork me. It says Donna's White Oak, all right. And there's a note. I'll be waiting for you on the Astral Express.
No mistake. That's her message to you. She knew the hotel wasn't safe, so she suggested we find another place.
Well, looks like we took a detour, but...
You're back? Two guests just boarded saying they were looking for Boot Hill, so I told them to wait in the park.
Oh,
Two guests?
Yeah, or two. Look, we welcome all passengers on the Astral Express, but sneaking in like that, you have no regard for etiquette.
My apologies, conductor. It was an oversight on my part. I assumed you were already acquainted with the garden. Given the chaotic situation in Penacony, the Nameless are the only ones we can truly trust right now.
You are the Memo Keeper.
Pleased to meet you, Dan Hung. I've seen you in others' memories. And as for Boot Hill, this is our first face-to-face meeting. I hope you enjoyed that bottle of Astana's White Oak. You sure have a refined taste.
Finally, Memo Keeper. Well, let's cut to the chase. Spill everything you know.
That's precisely what I intend to do. But before that, please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Black Swan, and I serve the Garden of Recollection. I'm sure she knows it better than I do.
Greetings. I'm Acheron.
What? You Garden of Recollection shirtbag! You betrayed me!
I apologize, but she did that at my request. Due to certain reasons, I have been exiled by the family. Thankfully, this Memo Keeper came to my aid and helped me escape their surveillance unnoticed.
To be honest, it was more like stalking than helping. And the process was far from unnoticed.
I asked her to guide me to a place beyond the family's reach and to contact a few trustworthy individuals. Namely, all of you.
Trustworthy? Son of a nice lady. You think I'm dumb or something? How about this? I'll put a few bullet holes in your head and see what secrets spill out. Then, we can talk about trust.
It doesn't have to be like that. I'm willing to answer all your questions, but not right now. If my cover hadn't been blown, we might have had more time, but at the moment, we don't have any other options.
No other options? What do you mean?
This is the only way I can ensure everyone's safety. I kindly request an immediate warp jump out of the Astana star system.
This passenger is requesting...
As far as I can tell, she's not a threat, and seems to be telling the truth.
I've briefly traveled with your companions and know their whereabouts, Dan Hung. Please rest assured, your nameless companions are safe, but they need our help. As for Boot Hill, you may have guessed. I've been waiting for you. Galaxy Rangers are known for their elusive nature and limited contact with each other. So this was the only way I could reach out to you. Only by doing this can I find a true Galaxy Ranger and fulfill a long-standing promise. To return his relics to their rightful owner. Someone once told me that every rainfall is like a gift from the heaven. Raindrops are said to be the tears of the gods, so... How long has this rain been going on for?
I used to believe, just like you, that it would eventually stop. Years and decades. Looks like the god you mentioned doesn't exist after all. Well, mortals who walk the paths, and for some,
like
sin-thirsters, they emerge. They were once my...
Are you watching over...
Watching over them? It was the unwaveringness for me.
But you know these...
Does this or some tasks have...
I can help you.
For what?
For the meaning of the Nihility. That's what I've been seeking.
I see. Thank you, stranger. I wish that you...
Before we part ways, I have one more question. It is true that their actions and... If This is what the departed...
A good question. But I do know someone will stand at my grave.
When I appeared as a child, my speech as I grew into adulthood.
I humbly request your blessings, esteemed advocate of Shipe.
Come to me, my kinship. I have sought their presence with us.
As you wish. I have faithfully served the Alfalfa family for nearly a decade, promoting the path of the harmony to the best of my ability. However, I made a mistake yesterday. While I was preparing dinner for the family head, out of laziness, I lied and claimed that everything was ready. Although the head has dismissed me as punishment, it has been tough to sleep with the guilt.
Do you sincerely repent? Have you examined your soul? Are you willing to accept? Very well. Show your dedication and goodwill to the family.
Oh, praise Shipe. And thank you, esteemed advocate.
Next, please step forward.
I wholeheartedly confess to you. Please, pardon my sins.
Rest assured, I have implored their presence.
Oh, great. No, I arrived in Penacony as a stowaway. I sold everything to get a ticket.
I see. Please, go on.
My children were starving, and I hoped they'd have a chance at survival if they became slaves here. If I can strike it rich here, I'll lift them out of that situation and give them the life. But the Bloodhound family got wind of it. They're on my tail, hunting me down. I thought I could bring my kids here. It was all...
The family is ready to forgive all sinners. I'll ask the Bloodhound family to cease their pursuit. You don't need to live in fear anymore.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'll work my hardest to...
Next, please.
Hey! Long time no see, Mr. Sunday. The most esteemed individual in Penacony. And then...
I have sought their presence with us. Let us proceed.
Sure. Let's just get this over with. I have sinned. Please forgive me. That's it. Nothing more. When we wrap this up...
Do you seek to atone for your sins through...
My sins? Starting to sound like a saint, huh? Well, let me tell you something. Neither the family nor you have the right to judge me. You think nobody knows what your precious family has done? About the watchmaker? Huh? Don't kid yourself, Featherbrain. Those dream chasers might be fooled by your act. But don't fool yourself. Before you start spouting off your holy verses, answer me this. Where does the power of the Oak family come from? And your power? Well, I've spent enough time in confession today to enter the Harmony's paradise, right? Then I'll take my leave. Good luck with your election, and,
Oh, revered triple-faced soul. Who can judge the strong when their power hides their... Who can vouch for the weak? Who can comfort the purest souls when even they get led astray? If the strong defending the weak is truly... then who...
Brother? Brother, are you all right?
I'm... fine. I've been working long hours, and I just made a trip to Dreamflux Reef and back. So, I'm a bit out of sorts. But it'll all be over before we know it.
You've been working non-stop on the Charmony Festival, Mr. Sunday, and no one could have predicted this incident. Even if the Stellaron does pose a grave threat, I still feel sorry for all the trouble we've caused.
No need to worry about troubling anyone. The Charmony Festival was meant to spread joy and harmony across the...
It has always been our wish to make everyone happy, so... We'll do our best to explain everything to the Dream Master. I'm sure he'll understand, even if the negotiation does not go smoothly. I'll refuse to go on stage. Without the Chord Master, the Harmonious Choir would not arrive, and the Charmony Festival would be just a grand performance, and nothing...
I'm relieved. You know, since arriving in Penacony, we haven't had any contact with this Dream Master himself. I'd heard of the heads of the 5 major lineages, but the Dream Master is a mystery to me.
The Dream Master rarely grants an audience, even for us. But, given the urgency of the situation...
Perhaps he'll be the first guest to meet the Dream...
Let's hope we can reach it.
Indeed.
It's about time. We'll have to get ready for the meeting.
Don't worry.
It's Mr. Sunday! Hey, come over here!
Looks like someone needs help.
Oh, Mr. Sunday. If I just... But it's no big deal. The Grand Theater here looks much better than the moon back home. They told me no...
Selling everything you had. Why would you go to such lengths?
Why? Can't you see? Life back home, it's better to be here at Pinnacle. No pain, no worries about tomorrow, just sweet dreams. You can do whatever you want. That's what I call living. Yeah, now this is the...
Is this true?
Huh?
Oh, it's nothing, sir. You see, the traffic on Glocks Avenue can be dangerous. How about I ask a Bloodhound family member to escort you to Ideen Park over there? So you...
See you around, Mr. Sunday, and,
What's up?
This is the land of the dreams. But why do they live like the man we ran into? He doesn't seem happy at all. Even though sweet dreams are nice, they're just illusions. But for him, they're the only way to survive, even if it means giving up on reality.
I suppose you have a point. But, in my opinion, that's how most people live their lives.
Why do you say that?
You think that man is not actually living, but that's not quite accurate. Even without Penacony, people create their own illusions called self-value. People believe they have a predetermined value to fulfill. Gaining value means gaining. However, value doesn't come out of thin air, and there's a limit to it. To accumulate value, people have to take from others. So, the weak get exploited and oppressed.
Are you suggesting that this...
But... And even the survival of the fittest. That's where all the tragedies in the world come from. People come to the sweet dream in Penacony to escape from that reality and find solace. No tragedies exist here, only happiness. Although in its nascent form, isn't that the same
Perhaps that man is just an exception. Let's not jump to conclusions. We should experience the dreamscape ourselves.
Yes, seeing is believing.
Glad to meet you again, Robin. How are the preparations for the Charmony Festival coming along?
It's going smoothly.
You're too kind. I can't stand.
But if this one...
Every day, you...
But...
That's exact only in this... And I wish you a...
Seems like that guest's perspective.
She had a valid point.
What you're trying to...
Well, she did make...
However, the paradigm...
No. Scenery in this dreamscape is truly breathtaking, isn't it?
Oh, Robin. Can't believe I'm meeting you in person here. What an honor. You're right. Even though time stands still in this dreamscape, it always...
A philosophical...
Oh, not at all.
It's my...
And then... They have my physical, my true appearance.
So...
My world is...
An old man's story. It's so... tragic.
That's precisely...
However...
There will be a way.
Look what we have here. A lovely... Brother! What a surprise to see you again.
Show yourself. Your trick won't work on us.
I've heard that a skilled mass fool received an invitation, too. That must be you.
Barely. The people here are way too gullible. A little bait is all it takes for them to bite. And they run away at the slightest hint of danger. In other words, they're naive and cowardly.
Now that you've had your fill, it'd be wise to leave before it's too late. The music of the harmony doesn't tolerate discord.
What? Now that you have the real Robin, I'm useless? Oh, how disheartening. I've done so much for the family. You should be thanking me, because if it weren't for me cleaning up this mess, Penacony would still be in shambles. Don't you think?
That was a personal request from the head of the Iris family, and it has nothing to do with us. Step aside.
The Charmony Festival? You think you can scare me? I don't care what you're thinking, chicken wing boy. But I'm pretty sure Robin won't be appearing on stage. After all, you're well aware of what a sorry state this dreamscape... Penacony, the land of the dream...
Stop it.
What's the rush, chicken wing boy?
Our paradise is none of your concern, masked fool. Leave now, or the family won't tolerate you anymore.
All right. I'll go. But Robin, I suggest you see... Do you really believe those living in dreams can escape pain? Well, I've done my part. And now I'm simply waiting for the fireworks. Here, the last 2 gifts for both of you. And don't lose them. If by some unfortunate chance the Charmony Festival starts against all odds, remember to use them during the show. And it'll be...
I heard a raven cawing in the distance. It seems the Dream Master will arrive soon.
Make a wish.
Let's wait here for the Dream Master to arrive.
Okay. By the way, brother, I heard you no longer have a sweet tooth. Back when we were kids, seems like a lot has changed during my absence.
Well, someone has to stay awake even in this sweet...
But that's someone doesn't have to be you, or anyone in particular. You're carrying too much on your shoulders, brother. The paradise in our dreams... It shouldn't be like this. Penacony is nothing more than a dream. It can't erase the worries and pain of reality, or bring true happiness. It only offers an escape from reality. Nothing more.
Remember the old man we met earlier? Without this dream, he might have completely lost himself.
That might be true. That path may have... Is Penacony Grant?
Well, the future for you. Do you remember how we took in that little Charmony dove when we...
Yeah.
Well, shortly after you left.
I had surmised as much. I knew you wouldn't have avoided mentioning the bird for no reason, despite that unfortunate outcome. I still believe it was the right decision. Birds aren't meant to spend their lives in cages. They belong in the sky.
But here's the thing. If there are birds in this world that can never fly, can we really assert that they belong in the sky?
Are you implying that the same goes for humans too?
Let's take the Astral Express as an example. The Nameless made tremendous efforts to bridge worlds, gaining fame across the universe. However, only a few extraordinary individuals. That's because the pursuit of the Trailblaze exceeds the capabilities of ordinary humans. Otherwise, why would this path be filled with broken rails, an abandoned express, and even a fallen Eon?
That's just... sophistry. If that were true, then only the powerful would have the right to determine the future.
Unfortunately, that's exactly what happens. Another name for the future is self-value. While this world has its fair share of heroes who inspire people and garner admiration for their heroic deeds, the majority of ordinary people, some are born weak and vulnerable. Some find themselves trapped in unfortunate circumstances. Some fall victim to malice and cowardice. When it comes to survival, everyone is equal. And the weak can only watch as their value gets constantly diminished by external forces.
That's why we should care for the weak and support them as if their suffering were our own. That's what the Odes of Harmony have always taught us.
While the Harmony holds noble aspirations, the strong will always be strong, and the weak will always be weak. Even in this carefree dream. Human nature contains greatness, but it also harbors inherent weaknesses that can't be eradicated. In the end, if people can't even secure their own survival, they won't care about the illusory future of equality. As long as the law of survival of the fittest prevails, there will always be fledglings crashing to their death.
But if people don't live for the future, do they merely exist for survival? If even you, my brother, don't believe that the Harmony will save the weak, then which Eon can make our dreams come true?
People often forget that when the first bird took flight, the entire world envisioned a future where no more fledglings would ever crash to their death.
Are you reading, sister? What are you reading?
Mr. Gopherwood gave me a picture book. It's about the story of the harmonic strings. If I could become a chord master, I'd like to summon... Dominicus, the harmonious choir. I want to sing with everyone and spread our wishes so that all can feel happiness and joy.
I see. Then, I would summon the harmonious choir too.
Don't you have a wish of your own, brother?
Of course I do. It's just that it includes your wish and everyone else's. I long for a true paradise where everyone can find peace.
Then, let's build a stage there and invite everyone to our performance so that both our wishes come true through the power of the harmonious choir.
It's a deal then.
Yeah, it's a deal. But how can I become a chord master?
Maybe you'll have to become a star first.
You're back sooner than I thought. Any results?
Yes. And now, it's up to us to forge ahead.
Since he's already carried out his last wish, my final mission is complete. But pardon me if I sound curt. It's good to have determination. The path Mikhail left for you is not an easy one to tread. Why else would he have chosen to sleep in solitude, staking everything on some nameless in the future? But you have the numbers, and in numbers comes strength. So that might just delay your inevitable a little more.
Got any more encouraging words?
As I see it, relying on Welt's negotiations alone is far from enough. Regardless of whether the other party will be compliant, negotiating simply allows us to meet them as equals and won't grant us an upper hand. Penacony is our rival's home turf, and we already have very few chips left to play with. Rather than idly sit around while the family's got us blocked off, an offensive approach might be a wiser course of action. We're more familiar with the Stellaron's properties than most, and since it's the key to stabilizing the Sweet Dream, it's vital to the family's interests. By attacking their core interests, they're bound to retaliate hastily. And as the saying goes, haste makes waste.
That's right. But the problem is... So, no one's gonna say anything? Then I'll raise my hand. I know the... What's that supposed to mean? You'd better believe it. So, I heard that before the Charmony Festival begins, there'll be a pageant to kick off the festival. It's called the Soul Glad TM Festivity Auditions. Or something, as long as we clinch the...
So, how do we go about participating?
To tell you...
So they're still running.
We'll follow Marge's plan. Mr. Gallagher.
I'm afraid I won't have the time. As a virtual character, I've already completed my final mission.
Should we ever cross paths again?
All right. I'll have to add to that data.
And Miss Firefly.
We've already come this far together. I'd like to join you for the rest of your journey on Penacony. I'm pleased that we can find...
This is also the spirit of the Trailblaze.
Wow, they've really outdone them!
Excuse me, you...
As the last group of contestants, how confident are you?
Would you be open to...
Your journey.
The sword and...
A knight's head is hot.
People are...
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce
Hello, everyone.
Total Punch.
is buzzing.
That's right. This event is a miniature representation at my nose. Nameless, once, the dream chased I wholeheartedly.
Hello!
Trailblazing.
I hope that...
Safety first, everyone.
Waiting for you. And those are the...
Everyone, as the Charmony Festival is drawing closer, we must reach the end as quickly as possible. Factoring in efficiency and safety, March and I haven't known Miss Firefly for too long and aren't overly familiar with her.
Fine by me.
All right. I don't have a problem with that.
We'll split into the assigned groups then.
Welcome to the first stage of Soul in the School. Now... Allow me to introduce the rules of this challenge to you. There are 3 stages up ahead. On each, you will find an outline of a script. Your task also... Allow me to introduce the rules of this challenge to you. There are... Your task also...
You two! Envision that you both. You're driving now. Mr. Gray. Why'd you say... Very good. Very good. Very intense. Suddenly, sweet rain. Now, Mr. Grayhair. her partner yet gazes.
Perhaps fantastic!
Up next, you.
I hope these tests.
Here, you two are required to skillfully utilize body language to portray the story picking up from where, at this moment.
You seriously think that would make someone laugh? You look less than
Right answer.
I'm...
A tug at the heartstrings. You have no choice.
Get up! No one wins a trade war by kowtow.
Fantastic. However,
Welcome to the fight to compact many years against the. Give it a shot. Your performance is far. God, I never imagined.
Huh?
Brilliant. Beautiful.
We have passed the test. We ought to hurry up. Stellaron is at stake.
Stream forward. Gleam of old blades.
red-haired...
You'll find out. You have the option. And now... Charming character. It is said that the enter into the...
If it's a gunfire try. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Are we?
There in this, alas. Oh, brave Hanu. You look like you could really use some help. Long time no see, Hanu. Oh, listen, but you know. Now, I can't...
Let's stay alert and make sure those monsters don't spot us. Look up there! Finally, that's all the jigsaw pieces. Let's hurry back.
Oh, hurry now.
Disconnecting from that thing so suddenly has left me feeling slightly disoriented. Is that... What exactly?
It's time for me to meet
Flocky?
in Dreamland. Hanu says the enemy. Touch that suspicious-looking TV right now.
So they just... Sheesh. Well, there we go again. Ready? And...
No, last one, Brett.
But...
Guess what?
storage room. It's behind the shelves, right? Now we should have a way of dealing with those baddies. This thing feels just like the soaring locust too. Careful. It looks like... Here we go again. That should be all of them, right? Well, that's that.
Congratulations in the final. Welcome to the third.
No way. I think I just saw someone. Someone extraordinary.
Shall begin. Are you
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. For this.
Stars Echo!
What do you want to know?
Bear witness.
Good times. Time to say bye. Go.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
We don't have much time. In that case, let's make our way to the end. Penacony's really thronging with talent. I hope we make it in time.
Congratulations to the both of you on becoming the festive superstars of this year's Charmony Festival. Before entering the Grand Theater, I, on behalf of the organizers, extend my sincere congratulations to you, wishing you joy under their radiance. As previously promised, my sister, Mr. Yang, and I have met with the Dream Master. We delved into the truth about Penacony and its Stellaron, and have come to a consensus. Both I and the Oak family cannot acquiesce to your request. We acknowledge the perspective of you, namely. As does require change, but not as you propose. The planet of festivities cannot. Through your journey of overcoming obstacles, you must have glimpsed the essence of that era. The vulnerable ruthlessly eliminated, equality non-existent, common folk living precarious lives, eking out a dreary existence. Ultimately, only heroes like yourselves manage to achieve success. But I would dare ask, if you did not possess the special status of having a Stellaron, and you were but an anonymous and frail member among the masses, which Penacony would you prefer? A dystopia for the survival of the fittest? Or a sweet dream paradise?
That's not the point! Don't let him—
Mr. Sunday, even if the members of the Oak family can't fully agree on what to do about the Stellaron, now's not exactly the time to be holding an extensive discourse about Penacony's past and future. The Stellaron issue concerns the life and death of everyone on Penacony. If anyone has a better suggestion, the crew is more than willing to listen. Also, it'd be best to tell us the ins and outs of that meeting. This way, we'll at least know what Welt and Ms. Robin are dealing with, and the reason why they failed to make our appointment.
Navigator. That is precisely my intention. With all present, let's begin by discussing the details of that meeting. Let's talk about our tribulations and choices, and our final course of action. The only path to take.
You mean to say that for the longest time, there have been scoundrels who would use the Tamatin festival that I have bequeathed to the masses as a tool to realize their ambition?
Indeed, Dream Master. Once the Charmony Festival begins, the Stellaron's powers, along with the song, will be broadcast across the entire planet of Penacony. And then everyone in their dreams will be unable to awaken.
This is indeed surprising to me. The dreamscape is maintained by the collective effort of the 5 families. If someone were to use the Charmony Festival to recklessly disseminate the power of the Stellaron, this individual must hold a position. Do you have—
I'd like to ask, did you really not know of the Stellaron's existence?
I would have never thought that this—
If I have offended, the Astral Express extends its sincere apologies. But the current circumstances are dire and leave no room for meticulous inquiry. We're—
Dream Master, it's just to prove that the Charmony Festival has nothing to do with the Stellaron. If we're being overly cautious, I will return to the stage to offer tribute in song. Just per the—
Sunday, Robin, I've watched you two grow up and know your dispositions like the back of my hand. Both of you, right now, can the magnitude of this— Sunday, might I ask you to beseech them to cast their light unto me, and question me in their stead, so that no lies may be concealed?
I will do as you command.
Robin,
I will do as you command.
may thy will be carried out on Earth.
Oh, triple fate.
Let us begin. There is nothing else to—
Understood. Question. Have you devoted your life to your god? Never—
Naturally.
Do you love your god as you do yourself? Always heeding their—
Naturally.
Have you strayed from the path expected by your god, betraying their name?
Never.
Have you ever been inordinate with your asks of your—
Never.
Then, a final question. Do you swear to fulfill all vows, past, present, and future?
With the Eon as my witness, if I do not deliver on my words, or if I renege on my vows, may I be cursed in accordance with divine law.
They have seen your faith, and have endorsed your faith.
Just a moment.
What is it, Mr. Yang?
I have another question I hope to have answered. To my understanding, the family's harmony and prosperity have never relied on so-called divine law. The god you both mentioned, are they truly Shipe?
Mr. Yang should know that those belonging to the family toil together as if they were kin, embracing solidarity and unity under such a delicate and complex symphony. Which other god could perfectly harmonize this, if not for the Great One?
Perfectly harmonize it. Therein lies the problem. It isn't an outsider lurking in the shadows who changed the harmony, but a dissonance that has, in the distant past, there existed an eon. With one flick of the wrist, they crafted. Later, they fell. The route traversed by this eon clashed with, though an eon may perish.
Mr. Yang, being overly astute can be a...
So this is how it is.
For the sake of our grand cause...